Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, happy Friday to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Hoots Hard Ice Tea. Don't give a hoot, give two.
Hey-o.
We're live at the Terwillegar Rec Center for Hockey Helps the Homeless. Live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, as well as those watching us on YouTube. Matt Awanek, Tom Gazzola, EST Glue Guy, Jay Milne with you here today. Boys, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good, Matthew. I was complaining about my hip earlier. It's going to be an issue all day.
What happened to your hip?
I don't know.
What happened to your hip?
I don't know. It's
What,
just sore.
37? 38?
Yeah.
And you're having hip issues?
Old, cranky,
That's not old.
whining.
I mean, you can't say you're old till you're in your 40s.
Is that the rule?
That's got to be the rule.
I don't know.
I think it's relative as well. Like, I'm old compared to Zach to come.
Well,
He's a 20.
How about Zach to come in YTT wanting a show? I was listening today, and they want a show. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of show?
I don't know.
Well, you know what radio doesn't do good enough of? It's the overnight shows anymore. So maybe
Oh, hey,
we could
all
go
right.
midnight to 6 a.m. Zach to come
All
and
right.
YTT and
Let's go, boys.
get your reps in.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
I didn't
Great
know
idea.
that.
Yeah. Heard
So
it
yeah,
earlier.
well, the hips. So like, how are you gonna do playing hockey?
Oh, just fine. I'll be just fine. I'll,
Do you have hip issues?
no. I have no hip issues. These hips move and shake and bake like nobody's business.
nice.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah,
Jealous.
you should be.
Yeah.
Lars thought you're still in your 20s, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I wish I was.
Also, sweet shirt, sweet hoodie, sweet plaid shirt. So
Yeah.
shirt, hoodie, plaid.
Very
There we go.
comfortable hoodie.
Yeah, very, very comfortable plaid, too.
They always hook up like really nice gear here. Great event. Hockey Helps the Homeless.
This is a nice
Terwillegar.
hoodie. I was
Yeah.
saying, it looks like you got the hockey laces here. Very nice embroidered
Well
crest.
embroidered. Yeah.
I like the double pocket. Sorry, I'm touching you
Please
there.
I
do.
like
Tom.
the
That's
hockey
okay.
laces for the
I
string.
do.
Good
Yeah,
touch.
it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
It's a
It
nice
adds
touch.
to what it is, which
Yeah.
is hockey.
100%.
You know?
It's well done.
It makes sense.
I just got to say, I'm disappointed.
About?
What happened?
I got to air my, some
We're
disappointments.
doing grievance or
some
something?
grievances
right
are
off the
coming
bat?
off the bat. I mean, I'm looking at this
Hey.
beautiful.
What's up, Farmer?
I'm looking at this beautiful screen where it says 2 hoots, 2
Yeah.
hoots. Don't give 1 hoot, give 2 hoots. And I'm expecting to show up here and
With 2 hoots?
to see 3 solo cups
Oh.
So 2 hoots.
and a box of 2
Yeah.
hoots, and you totally dropped the ball.
Okay, I did. It's a city facility. I don't know if I could just
I
have
know.
alcohol sitting out
They-
here and us drinking.
They don't
I
need to
didn't
know that.
Well, if you have a big 4-liter box of 2 hoots just sitting on the table and we have solo cups, I think people are going to be able to figure out pretty quickly what we're doing there.
By the looks of things around here,
I think we'll be okay.
one Matthew Awanek, I would say alcohol is present and clear.
What I will say is I have never been to Hockey Helps the Homeless. We have broadcasted from here for I don't know how many times back with TSN 1260.
Multiple.
Me and Eric were the guys that were stuck at the station running things.
Yeah.
We never actually were able to get here. It was I meant to text JMO today because Low Tide always had trouble getting here. He always would call us and like, where is this again? How do I get there? And he'd have to print out
Do you remember
instructions.
the year he printed out
Yeah.
on Google Maps the map? And he
thing.
still didn't get here
And
on
he
time.
got lost.
Yeah.
And so like I was almost wanting to text JMO today and be like, hey JMO, Terwillegar Rec Center, where is it? And I don't know if he would have understood right off the bat. But so I was always back there, so I don't know how prevalent having 2 hoots, I don't know if I would have been shamed or welcome.
Well, there's only one way to find out. I mean, the old,
right.
There's 2
try and
apparently,
give it
because I didn't bring it, so that was one way, and I've recognized
Well, we'll forgive you.
next year.
I mean, maybe we can. Let's just put it this way: there's tons of libations around here. So
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been apropos for us to.
We're on the Brewhouse team. There are tons of libations underline, bold, italic, exclamation point, exclamation point. There are libations on the premises.
Also, if we had the 4-liter, we'd probably run out pretty quick.
Oh, we'd be.
There'd be
giving out
so many people
samplers.
coming by
Yeah.
wanting
Yeah.
some, and If I'm pouring out samplers, I'm pouring out way too much.
Yeah, you're probably
straight
giving
up.
4 ounces.
I'm giving like
You should-
big
yeah.
cups.
I agree.
So, yeah,
Well,
okay, look,
samples.
and I'll say this to you, Jay. I dropped the ball, and I apologize. And next year,
Thank you.
I will be better.
I like that.
I will be better next
I like
year.
that.
We can live with that. You know, and the first thing I said to Matthew when I saw him when we came in here, I actually beat you here.
Yes, you did.
To
Saw your
change.
Yvonne's furniture truck outside.
Yeah, sorry, still working my day job, guys. And I said to you, I said, that is a beautiful haircut.
Thank you.
And obviously,
nice.
the Nasty Chat is on board with that. Nice haircut, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie's hair is on point, almost as good as Tommy G's weave.
Well played.
I will say this. YouTube Trev in the Nasty Chat, he's the first one. Everyone compliments Maddie's hair. Trev has a tough time seeing or guessing what, or like, he has a great skill of seeing people and knowing when they had haircuts.
Yeah, he's got a
He
knack.
can't do it with me. He struggles with
Who?
it. YTT.
Oh,
Twice
I saw it right
he's
away.
messed it up. But I even said this a while ago. I was getting a lot taken off this last time. Everyone's going to notice it.
I
But
thought
now
you-
I got to get back. Like, now I'm going to get back into my routine.
I would
and
like to see you go long.
Looks good.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's tough.
I tried growing long on the sides. Couldn't stand it. My guy was away for a couple weeks in Asia. Finally got back, and it was ready to take it off. And there was a lot of hair.
You've got a guy too. I got
have a guy.
Chantal. You've
Yeah.
got a guy.
I got a guy.
I
he
got
left-
a
left his
girl,
place.
Who's your girl?
Jenna M.
Jenna M. Who's
Yeah.
your guy?
I got Hugh.
Hugh.
He's about to open up his own shop.
Nice.
He was at one place. He was opening up his own shop. Bye,
Bye,
Eric.
Eric.
That place kind of like walked him out almost. So he's just hunkering down at another spot until the shop opens. Hugh does good work.
Looks great.
It does
Takes
look
He
very-
does do good
takes
work.
good care.
Yeah.
And Jenna M does the straight razor on me too.
Doesn't that feel great?
It's the best.
It's a game changer.
Yeah. No, but there is a commitment level where if you're going to go from short and commit to something a little longer, there's that awkward stage, which I'm currently in, where the sides are a little longer than you'd like, and you have to really almost slick Rick it back to make it look any, semblance of an actual haircut.
Yep.
But I think, actually, I was going to go see Jenna M, but she was away this week, so
How often do you go for your cuts?
like once a month.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, like I'm 4 weeks. Dead
Yeah.
on.
Once a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I leave booking my next appointment.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, no, I
probably
I
should.
don't want to call. I don't want to deal with it later. So I just, do you want to rebook? I was like, yep,
Always.
4 weeks.
Makes it easy.
Done. It's simple. 4 weeks from now, I'll get a text saying, hey, you got a haircut tomorrow, whatever. Perfect. There's Matt
Always
Cassian.
got to check in.
Big Cass.
The finger pistols.
And yeah, no, it's just my guy actually gets his sides done like once a week. He was telling me yesterday.
Yeah,
Those
that's
people, that's
a luxury
commitment.
I'd like to enjoy.
that'd
Like
be nice.
You could learn how to do it yourself.
No.
I used to cut my own hair on the
that's-
I
side.
don't trust myself.
that's asking for trouble.
It's always amazing to see Matt Cassian and Dustin stand beside each other.
The small men.
It makes you realize just how massive Cassian is. Because
Actually, Dusty matches him pretty well.
I know it is pretty interesting. Isn't
Dusty's taller than him.
They've got like similar size there. Well,
Yeah.
I was telling, I think I was telling you this, but when Joel DeBlanco was on a couple days ago,
it? He is huge.
he was sitting next to Belzy and made Belzy look small.
We were watching that at home, and you could see, because he was sitting in a chair where you could see his legs and his calves.
Yeah.
You see the size of that man's calves? They're the size of your head.
I know he was.
And he's a
massive.
linebacker.
He's a linebacker, and like Belzy's not a small guy,
Belzy's big.
and Belzy looks small to me. I was so thankful I wasn't sitting next to Joel, because I would have looked like I wasn't even there almost.
You would have looked funny sitting there. But the arm wrestle should have happened.
Yeah, that would be
I know
Great
Belzy's
idea.
a little scared, and that's okay. That's okay. Football's better than hockey.
What a week we've had on EST, right?
Yeah.
It's been pretty fun.
Hit 1,000 likes. The morning show yesterday.
That's huge.
Joel DeBlanco came in.
Yeah. Oilers clinch.
Oilers
Big
clinch.
pre
They
and
move
post game
on.
shows.
Yeah. It's been a good spring so far,
Mhm.
and a lot to go. I do want to actually get Jay's thoughts on the Elks right away here, but you've played in this tournament before.
Yep.
How much fun is it for you?
It's a lot. First of all, the cause is the obviously most important thing, and that's not just being cliche. It really is. Ronnie Lowe and his wife have done a great job with this. Obviously, we know, in our city, many cities across North America, certainly throughout COVID, the homeless situation, it's tough right now. And this is a great event to help raise some money to go to some programs that can kind of help alleviate and provide some resources to make things a little bit better and hopefully get people back on their feet. That's the most important thing. And then on top of that, like, the hockey's fun. There's good players here. You get the buy-in from all the alumni, and all in all, you're sore at the end of it, but it's worthwhile. It is a great tournament, very well organized, and just an absolute shout out and kudos to everybody who puts this on, because it's a job well done.
And a little sad one today that Ron Brownlee's not here, because he was
Yes.
big.
Yes, he
involved.
was.
He's big with the
Yeah.
mustard seed, and this was an event he was always
always
majorly part
here.
of. I know from just you guys all being here, he's a guy running around grabbing guys to bring them on the
Yep.
shows and stuff. So it's too bad that he's not with us.
Yep.
But doing it in memory of him as well.
That's a
when it
good
comes
point.
to here.
Well said.
Our buddy Urschel is supposed to be playing you guys, I think, in the first
I know.
game. And I haven't seen him yet.
I haven't seen Ursh.
I wanted to get him on the hangout at some point. How do you,
Did
how-
the boys get Ronnie Lowe on?
We should.
Should get him on, right?
I haven't seen him yet.
I saw him
earlier.
quickly.
Yeah.
And when people are coming by, we'll
He's
hopefully
busy.
we'll grab him for a couple minutes.
You know,
and
he'd love to come.
Also,
say
like, I don't
Yeah.
know if the boys had Strutty this morning.
Did they?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I didn't
So,
hear him. I didn't
know
see
they had
him when I was listening.
Gager. They had Theo.
Dio was excellent. That was a great
Ice cream
interview.
shop. What a cool thing.
Teddy Two Scoops.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I just. How do you think you do against Urschel?
Me?
Yeah.
We played against each other in junior before we went and played pro in Germany.
So who's better?
Me.
Okay.
Well, you know what? He still plays more regularly, but he was one of the leading scorers in the league, but he's also a couple years older than me. But then when I was one of the older guys in the league, my
Your total points was
flex was higher than his. Yeah, I would say.
So you guys are in Div 1.
Yeah.
higher. So it sounds
Great.
Like,
Dusty's not
That means
thrilled.
back checking.
no big deal.
He's got to play harder.
What's the win-loss total here? You play 3 games, right?
We have a good team. I think we'll go 2-1.
Who's
2
your
and
pro?
1.
Brewhouse.
No, pro.
Oh, who's our pro? I saw Brian Scrudlin's jersey hanging up, but we had Laddie Schmid. We drafted Laddie Schmid.
Nice.
So our bench is going to be super annoying all game, every game. Come on, Angel Face, pick it up, buddy. What is that crap pass, buddy? Angel Face. That's what he calls me.
Hey, guess who I talked to yesterday?
Tell me, my brother.
Your mom.
Oh boy,
Why were you talking to his
And guess
mom?
who I saw 2 days ago?
my brother.
Your mom and your grandmother.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my grandma in weeks.
Grandma's in town?
She came back from Poland. I think she's going back soon.
She had
switches.
an orthodontist appointment, and then your
what
mom.
are you doing? Like, you've seen more of my family than I have.
I'm very
this week.
intrigued by this right
What
now.
is going on here?
They like me. They said
Yeah.
they're team glue.
yeah,
No,
they are.
they came by because they were looking for some stuff for your brother Paulie.
Right, and thank you for helping him. He needs a lot of it.
He needs more than just the sofa set. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but my brother's texting me. He's like, Jay's awesome. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's the glue guy. And I'm like, where did you see Jay? He's like, well, he helped me get a couch. I was like, oh, okay.
It all started at the watch party at Hudson's on White, where Paulie was there.
Yeah.
And he let me know that he's looking and needing something.
Yeah.
And the way he explained it, as opposed to the way your mother explained it, was 2 different worlds, which was hilarious. Your mom came in and she said,
There he is.
There's big Cass.
Get in
Are
here.
you hopping in?
Grab a chair.
Grab a chair. You on
Oh,
the
we'll
ice
take
right
it.
away? Yeah. Here we go. Matt Cassian, coming up.
There, grab
What's up,
that
big
guy.
boy?
What's up, boys? You guys look good.
You look good.
You look real good.
All right.
Yeah,
We're
I like
just-
this. I like that.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah,
That's
this
from
is
Papa Bear?
That's from Papa
Chappie?
Bear.
Yeah.
You guys actually speak right into it.
Yeah,
Really
it was
nice.
my,
There we go.
It was my birthday present from Papa Bear. So yeah, it was
Nice.
They have
It's
nice
nice
gear.
material.
They
You know
really
you know what?
do.
It's comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that's
I don't.
comfy.
I don't know if it's just me, and I don't know Dusty's maybe kind of like this, but I don't like, for most sweatshirts and stuff, like I don't like weird textures on my skin. I just don't.
That's fair.
But this
You
is
put-
like a nice
No,
material.
but this one is like this is one of the few like even hoodies where I'm like I'll just wear this without a shirt underneath if I want it because
Okay.
it's like it's
Yeah.
it feels nice.
And I like what they did with the logo.
Oh.
It's a nice
Yeah,
like.
It's not like a
it's a-
stitching or
it's
It's
something.
not
It's not
stitched. It's
stitching.
not iron.
Embossed or
It's like a
something.
really
I don't know
nice.
about
Yeah,
this.
crusted.
It's nice though.
Yeah.
It's nice. We should keep note of this for
Yes.
Hernan.
Yes.
Hernan.
No, he's saying
Medium.
For EST.
No,
For
for
EST.
EST.
Oh, for EST.
Maddie.
Yeah, for us.
Maddie,
Maddie, get on it.
Matty.
The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch
Let's go.
partner of Edmonton Sports Talk.
Yeah.
Check them out, thehiveproductmarketing.com. Products that bring the buzz.
There you go.
Take a look. There we go. Get the nice
There you go,
transition
boys.
there.
What team are you on?
I'm on the Edson Bolts.
The
Nice.
Edson
The
Bolts.
Edson Bolts. So a group of guys from Edson. They used to all play together. They play on separate teams now, but they've done I think 5 years in this tournament. And I lit them up last time, so they're like, all right,
We better get him on our
on
side.
our
Can't beat
side
them,
this
join
time.
them.
How many
Type
years
thing.
have you done this, Cass?
This one, this has got to be like year 5 or year 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
now on this one.
I think this is my fourth.
Yeah, got to be year 5 or year 6.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. You know, I went in the top 10 yesterday, so that's
No
good.
big deal.
No
Well
big deal.
done.
Not as high. My all-time high was second overall.
Wow.
I think that was a
Was that last year?
that was the
Yeah.
outlier. Like, but
You
but
put in a shift with that team last year at the draft.
I did.
Yeah,
I did put in a
remember
pretty
that.
good shift yesterday too.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you shaking the cobwebs off? You ready to roll?
I'm always ready to roll. There's some apple juice electrolyte stuff
Oh,
over there.
oh,
so
yes.
it's, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Apple
Good.
juice is the best.
So, Dusty passed on you twice, his team,
Yeah.
his last 2 weekends.
Yeah.
How is this going? Like,
Well, I'm just
first
disappointed we
overall
don't-
didn't take it. He could have broke your record.
No, I know.
And then
I
last
know.
weekend passed on you.
And
That's
you know
harsh.
what? The funny thing was I was talking with some of the guys yesterday, and they were just like some of the other, who was it that I was talking to? But they're like, oh yeah, I was talking to Dusty, and he was giving. Oh, it's my old Jesse Van Dolfsen, one of my old teammates. He's the captain's one of the team here. And,
There's Ersh.
He was just like, yeah, I was trying to figure out,
Check
and
in
I was
and
like,
then
what do you
come
do
here.
if your team is telling you to draft someone, but you want to draft someone else? And then Dusty was just like, well, you cave to the team, whatever the team says. And that's exactly what happened when he caved. He caved to like one person on his team who was like, oh no, we don't want Matt Cassian on our team, and he didn't draft me. So
Where's Team EST? You know, it should be, we should
Yeah.
all be in this together, and he should be able to be like, no, that's my boy.
That
that
would've
would
been
actually
awesome.
be fun to do it. Do it
If you and Gager, I'm surprised
Bell.
Belsey's not here. Did we?
He
find-
usually is. I don't know what
I know.
Belsey's
Well,
up to.
no, well, don't worry. Next year for Heavy Hockey Showdown, I'm building
Yeah.
a team.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yes.
reloading our team.
Coach and
You're
GM.
on. We're going to have Belsey on. We're going to get Scrivens on. We're going to get Gager on. We're going to get
Big
everyone
Mac.
on.
Good
So,
everybody.
Get over here.
Get over here, Steve. Stevie Mac's gonna come in and slide in because I gotta go
Yeah.
get dressed. But
All
he's,
the best.
He's all giddy up.
'Kay,
All right,
Cass.
boys. Have fun.
All right, we'll see you out there, buddy.
and there's Matt Cassian here. And we got Steve
Hello, Steve.
MacIntyre
Good to see you.
joining us. I will give that to you. Got to speak right into
Right
the
into
mic.
it.
There you
Hello.
go.
Hello,
How
How
Steve.
are you?
Not bad. How are you guys?
Good. How'd that first game go?
I was awful.
What?
Absolutely
No.
awful.
I was watching. You were right
That's
here.
terrible.
You look great. It was
But you know what? I'm gonna blame it on my right skate because it's bent. So
Your laces are out.
the laces are out. Mice chewed my laces up,
Uh-oh.
and the
Where are
one
you
skate
leaving the
is
gear?
Bent. I left it outside.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I think that was from the last time I played hockey. It was just sitting out. But anyway,
good. And it's on the farm.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's,
Yeah, obviously.
God knows what's into it. And it's in Saskatchewan. So
Absolutely.
it might be rats.
could be.
Oh, no.
We
never
don't know.
It's gross.
How'd you get away? I mean, aren't you too busy to get away right now?
No, actually, it worked out. I had enough time that I got to cover my shift, and yeah, I was able to come out, talk mom and dad into
Letting
feed
you
my
off the farm?
Yeah, feeding my calves.
Yeah.
We ended up having a set of triplets, and
Whoa.
Wow.
so yeah, I was designated chore boy there, feeding them poor little fellas. So yeah, it's been busy the last couple weeks.
Good.
Pretty good weather, though.
Oh, it's
For calving
beautiful.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been great. We actually, I think we just got about 2 inches of rain here yesterday, so
Yeah.
it's been good. We actually might have a hay crop, so pretty
Nice.
happy about that.
Okay, Jay's got, what do you have? You have horses, you've got ducks.
Funny farm, yeah.
He's got a
Yeah.
funny farm,
Love's
but
got ducks, big
he
duck club.
can't handle the ducks.
Oh, I love the ducks.
Do you?
Yeah. What kind
I-
of ducks you got? Any runners?
No, they're nothing special. They're just like mallards that are clipped. Like
Right.
they're home. Actually, they go over to the neighbor's pond and annoy the Canadian geese, and then they come back at night.
That's all right.
Yeah, my wife grew up on a sheep farm and then quasi funny farm as well. So obviously, I've inherited that into our marriage. That was part of the deal. So we've got some horses, pony, a miniature donkey, goats.
Really?
If you want to swing by on your way out of town.
Is the miniature pony, is she a little hellion? Is she
You know what?
miserable? Or is she pretty nice?
Well, sassy. I mean, little
yeah.
person syndrome,
Yeah,
right?
obviously.
I mean, every little horse has, like, I'm a big horse.
Yep.
No, you're not. But actually took down major ribbons at last year's Fulton Vale horse show. It was the belle of the ball.
Really?
Was Cowboy. Cowboy's the name. My little Rose was riding Cowboy, and it's just so funny because it's a little horse and it's a little girl.
Right.
But it looks like it's just it's like size appropriate
Right.
to be a big horse and a big person. And they're just giving her, it was the time of my life. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's, so I saw you on a podcast, and they caught you out.
Belsy and I had Steve
That's
on
what it
Hello
was.
Hockey
That's
as
what it
well.
was.
We had him
What was
on
I
our
doing?
Saturday show. I don't know
can't
why
remember what I
Belsy's
was
You were
not
in
here.
your truck.
Yeah.
You had a big
Yeah.
lip chaw in, and you
Oh,
were
yeah.
just
Yeah,
about
it was
ready
a
to
good.
go.
We have to have you on again.
Oh, absolutely.
That was a very
That was
popular
fun.
show that day.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So what's the plus minus sitting at right now?
I think I was even. I was not good.
bad.
But, hopefully.
It's not a minus.
That's it.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
it
the
was.
one. I
had
wasn't
the
on for the
green-
minus.
I did have the green jacket 1 year, I think. I was minus 27. Yeah, that was tough. Me and my buddy No, this was
a different one?
actually season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, thank God. Otherwise, I don't think they'd pay to have me come back. They'd pay to keep me away.
And ever since that year, they stopped keeping plus minus stats.
I'm just happy with the ice time. I'm actually getting
man.
to play, but
Good.
Oh, yeah?
How was last night at Canadian Brew
oh,
House
it
for
was
you?
great. I got there a little bit late because I was busy trying to set everything up for my the guys covering my shift and making sure all the chores were done. But I had to put an email into Mrs. Lois and I'm going to be a little bit late. So
Not too
it was
impressed,
good,
I'm
but
sure.
yeah,
Not
no,
too
she.
impressed.
But no, like every time I've come, this is the third time I've been here, and we just actually were talking to a lady that had the kids cottage.
Yep.
And wow, like, you don't really realize when you're not in that situation, not to get deep here, but like this is the reason why we're here. And I never thought about the kids. Like a guy doesn't think about that kind of stuff. Like those people that, are on the streets and then the kids, like,
Right.
and they've only got 12 beds in a million I think
1.4 now.
Metros, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
12 beds. So I mean, like I said, this is an unbelievable thing, and obviously I love kids, and I'm a kind of a big kid at heart, so it kind of hits home. But it's fun to get out here, and like last night I was talking to the guys that played that I grew up watching, like Rich Sutter and Joey and Bucky and Charlie and Screwy. Like those are guys I grew up watching, so get to sit down at the table and get to chat with them. It's just like I'm a little kid again. So it was kind of funny. We had the first time I got to experience that, we were retiring Glenn Anderson's jersey.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You want to talk about a fanboy? Like I was asking Patty, I was like, Patty, I didn't know all these guys were coming. Can you give me a jersey? Of course, I'm going around. I'm like, excuse me, can you please sign my jersey? I
Sure,
still
young
got
man.
it. It's my most prized possession.
Man,
So,
well,
yeah.
were you there that night when we did the farewell Rexall place, or were you still
No,
playing?
I
That was a wild one. Imagine the old club area at the old building till like 4 in the morning, and
Wow.
everyone's there. Everyone.
I had so much fun there. Like, I mean, it's like I said, it was Northlands Coliseum,
Yep.
and it was Rexall, and I got to play there. So I mean, it was just like it's like a homecoming, really, for me. Like it's to get to hang out with all those guys and kind of talk stories. And of course, I hate to say this, as an Oiler fan as I am, and been.
Yep.
I never seen the boys on the bus till 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Or the boys the boys are back. And of course, when the boys are back, I was watching the movie. Well, Kevin McClellan was my old coach in PA.
Yes.
And the goalie, I can't remember his name, but he was making fun of Mac. And I was just dying laughing because, I mean, we had him in Prince Albert, and he was just a beauty. He'd come to the back of the bus and tell us stories about, winning the Stanley Cup. So we'd be like, we're all just mesmerized. But I'm getting to actually run a hockey school here with them this weekend up in Fox Creek. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Now, are you still involved in senior men's?
I was a little bit, but this year, Gord Bamford, he was owning the team in Wetaskiwin.
In Wetaskiwin, right.
Yeah, him and his partner there. And we got, last summer, Gord asked me to come up to the Pinoka Stampede. Well, I'd never been up to Pinoka Stampede, and I got a lot of buddies.
We go there every year.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's really good.
And I had some buddies that were competing, and it's just an amazing event. So I'm like, absolutely. Well, he's like, well, what do you think about playing hockey this year? And I'm like, well, if you need somebody to fold towels and fill water bottles, I said, I'm your guy. Or tell stories in the dressing room. But anyways, like, well, come on out for your 4 games. So I ended up, it was fun. I was terrible, but but it was fun. We ended up losing out to Lacombe, and the wires crossed the first game of playoffs, so I got 3-game suspension.
Right, because you're telling Belsey and I a story on Hello Hockey.
Yes.
What wasn't somebody coming after you?
Oh, it was kind of a little bit of a melee, but
yeah.
Come on, do tell. Don't leave us hanging here, Mac.
Well, there was a little bit of an instance where I had to bring from my past and maybe had to kind of try to right the ship, but it ended up backfiring, and all of a sudden I'm in a scrap. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a scrap here. So
what they say, closure's good.
You know what?
It's nice to get.
Have you ever?
closure.
You know who John Wayne is, right?
Yeah,
Please tell me
yeah.
you guys know who John Wayne
Yes,
is. Right?
yes,
You guys ever
yes.
watched The Shootist? The last one he ever made.
No.
That's your homework for tonight. Go watch The
All
Shootist. And it was like the last Western he ever made. He was a old gunslinger, and he went out with a blaze of glory. So I can say,
That's what
you
you
know
did.
what? I did it. I might not have won the fight, but by God, I went out. And
How do you not win a fight?
He wasn't going there. Guaranteed. He held up.
Yeah.
If this guy's going,
Pulling
he's probably
punches.
taking that
He was a
guy
big
out.
guy, but he was a big guy. And like I said, the wires crossed, and I didn't want to quit fighting, so that's how I ended up getting 3 games.
Oh, Mac.
But, oh well,
I love it.
it happens.
Able to watch the Oilers a lot these days?
You know what? I don't have TV out on the ranch.
What?
Oh,
No,
good for you, actually.
Yeah,
I'll give you full credit on that
I'm
one.
kind of just, I'm like, obviously, you get on social media. That's the biggest time waster in the world.
Touche.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched a whole. I follow a little bit. And obviously, I've gone to. Actually, I was here a month ago, and got to get in a game. And wow, there is no way that I'd even have a sniff playing against these guys. They're so. Wow, we were
It's
watching
so
Colorado and.
On the Oilers?
That was a good game.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was. I think it was like there was 4 games left in the season or something like that, and that was quite a game.
It is
That was
super
that was
fast.
fast.
Even compared to when you were playing, like it hasn't been that long since you were done. But like these guys now,
They're
the
flying.
stuff they do, Mac, it's just crazy.
I was talking to Stoff last night, and he said he's like I get to watch the best player that's ever played the game, or the most explosive player that's ever played the game.
Yep.
And I mean he's watched a lot of hockey, so that tells you a lot about the game and the way it's going.
It's incredible.
I don't know if I like the way it's played, but it's a different game.
Okay, I have one for you. I want your take on this. Johnny Boychuk, we had him on Hello
yeah.
Hockey. And Johnny's player development now with the Islanders. And we said to Johnny, what is the difference between guys now that are coming into the league with all this skill and all this speed, and they can do all these tricks with their hands and all that, compared to when he was breaking in, 15, 20 years ago? And he goes, the skill's way up here.
Yeah, no doubt.
But the way they think the game hasn't caught up to the skill.
Right.
What's your take on that?
I would say, yeah, the skill's there, but it's, the way I'm seeing it now is there's a lot of emphasis on the individual skill and not so much the team, which I think, and I mean, I was in the U.S. for, quite a few years. I think it was 18 years. And that's kind of where they'd started developing the skill, but then they had the team playing like USA Hockey. And the way they did things was I was saying to a couple buddies down there, I said, you know what? I said, if Canada is not careful, I said, they're going to start, moving ahead up in the, the way that they play the game. And I mean, it's just different. It's exciting to watch as far as skill, but then obviously my favorite player playing the game right now is still Sidney Crosby. Like, he plays a complete game from start to finish.
Yep.
And he plays hard, and he plays. The one thing that I don't like about the game, and I mean, you see in the playoffs, there's flashes, but there's no the intensity, like in front of the nets.
Yep.
Like at the start, it's just like there's no
Battle.
I don't know.
Like
There's
those
no,
scrums and
yeah,
stuff, there's not
it's
as much
just-
as there used to be.
It's not, and I mean, and maybe that's the evolution of the game and the way it is. But that's the one thing that I enjoy about watching playoff hockey. Like, you remember the days where like Dallas and Edmonton was
They were killing each other.
Like
and no penalties.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you could literally beat the living you-know-what out of somebody in front of the net, and as long as both teams were into it was allowed.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way the evolution of the game is, but then the way the refs are calling the game.
Yeah.
Like, back when I started out, like, you know, if I was getting a little bit hard in front of the net, you know, throwing cross checks out like they were, but you know, they would talk to you, they would interact with you, and
Work with
there
you,
was
kinda?
mutual respect. Like, the first couple of years, I was getting called for everything, but then it's like, you know, I started to figure them out, they started to figure me out, and it's like, hey, Macker, you know, easy on that one. I'm going to give you an X, you know, and I respected that.
Right.
There was gamesmanship. That's another thing. You know, there's a game within the game. There's gamesmanship. There's, you know, the game now, it's so fast that I don't know if there's necessarily that element into it. So,
And I think that's what Johnny meant. So, that's it.
it's gamesmanship. It's, you know, leaning on a guy, especially now, you lean on a guy, like, that guy's going to fold his tent.
Right. And there's going to be a penalty.
There's guys that don't understand that, and if they played that way, they could really kind of get into their guy's psyche and really kind of, especially now.
Yeah, totally.
So that's kind of my take on it.
We had a text come into our Paris Jewelers inbox. If you want to ask any questions or check it, have anything, but there's Charlie Huddy. Jeez. My
Lots
wife
of guys
used to
walking
work
around.
at Wild TV, and one of her favorite memories of Big Mac is him holding little tiny baby bunnies. The contrast of that giant of a man gently petting baby bunnies was something to see.
On Wild TV. I do Bozone Live on Wild TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I host it every November.
Nice.
I love doing it. And I've never hunted a day in my life, Mac.
I'll be honest with you. We got hooked up with them guys, and there's me, Jonesy, and Louis DeBrusque. We were always.
Did Gribes do anything with them?
Well, he was after me.
He was after, that's right.
I think he had grilling with Gribes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty fun. But yeah, I want to say Hendy was in there too. Hendy and
Hendo,
Gribes and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed hanging out with those guys.
I remember you were remember Man Tracker when he showed up?
Oh yeah.
And you guys were roping on the ice?
Yeah.
That was neat.
He was a pretty cool guy.
That's a man.
That's not going on anymore. Is
No,
it,
I don't
Man
think so.
Tracker? I loved watching Man Tracker.
Did you guys watch the episode where they had Shane Doan and I think his brother-in-law?
Yes.
And they were like, I watched that episode.
Because Shane Doan and his family, were they not the ones that started Circle Square Ranch?
So I'm not 100. I think Circle
Out by
Square.
Red Deer, right?
Yeah, Helkirk.
Yeah, Helkirk, yeah.
Actually, my sister was a counselor out there.
Yeah.
And my brother was actually a counselor, head wrangler out in Wolseley, at Circle Square Ranch out there.
Huh.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I've never actually been there, but I think they've got like an old West Town set up.
Yeah, they got like an empty town kind of
yeah,
idea, and
yeah.
we used to go out there for church stuff when we were kids. And
they're super nice people.
amazing
Really, really nice.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got a group and you need to get them out of town and
Be a good team builder.
away from these
Yeah,
things,
and that's the truth.
get out
Team
there.
building, that's a good
Team
one.
building, yeah. You're going to have to out there.
We did
for
something
sure.
similar, not necessarily Helkirk or Circle Square Ranch, but we did when I was in Pittsburgh, we did a team building thing. We went out to this it was kind of the same kind of concept as but it was a little bit different. It was more like survival skills.
Oh.
And like walking a tight or like a high
wire. Yeah.
obstacle course, and there were some guys that were like,
Heights freak me out,
Oh.
so I would be like,
Yeah, they do.
I'd
Yeah.
freak out.
but we had to start fires. We had to go on like little. It was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Were you really
Paintball.
good at it? Like, was it like second nature or?
I was okay.
Yeah.
There was actually some guys that surprised you that
Really?
were pretty good. I can't really name the guys off the top of my head, but there were some guys that actually had some skills.
Because survival and farming
They seem
different, but like, do they
I
cross
feel like there's
paths?
similarities.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
got to be some skills that you had that you
Yeah.
could carry over into that.
Yeah,
I
and
would
it was,
think.
it was a lot of fun,
It's pretty neat.
but yeah, it was a great experience.
That's cool.
So when's your next game?
12:15, I think.
12-15.
So
I'm
trying
not
to
worried.
get my. I'm hoping that the pro shop's going to open up so I can get that blade shake.
Yeah, right here, eh?
Man.
Check it out. It's got
Well,
a big
hey,
whoop.
good news. The beer garden's open at 11. So
Okay.
I'm good there.
You can get in there before. But
Of course, you know that the beer garden's open up at
it
11.
says it right there.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
sure.
so what are we looking at here, Mac? What
So look
happened?
at that right skate. Or no, the left skate.
This
Or
one.
pardon me. Yeah, the right
That's
skate. You look at it.
Here, I'll hold this for you.
Actually, look down there, and you'll see it.
Oh, we're tattooed. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's quite a
It's
bow.
quite a bowl. But I guess that's what happens when you're 300 pounds and you try to turn. Something's going to give.
Just go easy on me in the corners, okay?
That's what happened. I'm not in my player shape, fighting shape anymore.
Oh, man.
Might have gained a few pounds.
Happens to the best of
It
us.
happens.
Pants are a little bit tighter.
Well, we had another text come in. Who did Mac fight in Calgary? This is from Cozy. The guy's
was
name is
Even-ons.
slipping my mind.
Even odds. I remember talking to you about it. You didn't want to talk about it. I remember just like,
I mean, it's it's part of the game, but obviously, everybody kind of remembers me of that fight, but actually the fight before was actually better.
with him,
Yes.
he was
In
a big
preseason.
boy.
Oh, he was huge.
Yeah.
But so it was funny. We had a little bit of a pre-existing
Little relationship rivalry.
Before.
Yep.
He was in. So I was playing the U-Haul, the United Hockey League in Muskegon. He was playing in Rockford, and no, actually I wasn't Muskegon. I was in Quad Cities. No, I was in Muskegon.
Okay.
He's I forget how many teams I played on. There's a lot, but which I'll tell you that story here in a minute.
Yes.
So I'm playing in Muskegon. He's playing in Rockford, and it was my second year in Muskegon. And he, I forget what happened. We were in Rockford, and he hit somebody or whatever, and so I fought him, and he had a cast on, and he cracked me with his cast and split me open. So it was a good fight.
Yeah.
He tied my right up, so I went lefty. So I was out of time. So every time he'd hit me, whack. So it was, there was a lot of punches traded, but he cut me over the eye pretty good. So I never forgot that. So then he ended up going on and playing in the NHL, and then we ended up playing. He signed to Calgary, and I was obviously in Edmonton, and we ended up fighting in preseason. And actually, that was a better fights out of the two. I just got a lucky punch in, but I guess
you had some doozies.
Yeah, there was a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever nervous going into a fight against someone?
Oh, I think they were asking me that last night, and I think every time you go into a fight, if you're not nervous, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like, I never really liked the lead up to it, like knowing that it could happen. And I was kind of a little bit, not gun shy, but like I wanted him to kind of start it. And I mean, in most of my fights, I'd take 4 or 5 off the dome, and then I was like, oh, okay, now I should probably start fighting there. And, that's usually how it went. But my dad always used to say, he's like, well, maybe you should start swinging earlier on in the fight. And I'm like, But unfortunately, that caught up to me in Pittsburgh. I was fighting Eric Goddard.
Yeah.
And he cracked me 3 times before I knew what was going, and it was like, whoa, shoot.
Yeah.
He ended up breaking my face. And Mac T actually chirped me. So we're getting on the plane. And he looks at me, and I got my ice bag in my eye. And, of course, they didn't know. So after the fight, I went back to the dressing room to get stitches. Well, I didn't know it was broke.
Right.
So I came back out, and I hit Chris Letang. And then we circled the wagons. And thank God Sheldon Surrey was there, because I was going to fight him again, but I didn't know my face was broke. So thank God he got in the middle of us. So then the whistle blew and the buzzer rang. We go back. I'm icing it. Of course, I got a little secret that, when I get I never ever liked black ice, so I was always just trying to work it out with a pop can or something like that, trying to work it down. And anyway, I was icing it. Well, I come back for the second period. Well, I'm on the bench, and I go to blow a snot rocket, and my whole face just goes, swells right up.
no.
And you want to talk about scared? Like, I'm yelling at Kenny. Kenny Lowe's our trainer. I'm like, Kenny, like, something's wrong. I can't see.
Oh, my God.
And so that's kind of when we knew what was going on. But I got an x-ray. So they ended up doing an x-ray. They said, yeah, it's broke in like 4 different places or whatever.
This was your orbital?
Orbital bone, yeah.
Oh.
And the doctor asked me, he's like, have you broke this before? And I'm like, I don't think so. Well, he's like,
Possibly.
There's some scar tissue there from it.
Wow.
So
Oh
I'm like,
my
oh, okay.
gosh.
Well,
I guess I did.
I guess I did.
So then what did Mac T say to you, though?
Yeah, what did
Oh,
Mac
yeah,
T say?
sorry, getting back to So we're getting on the plane, and Mac T looks at me. He's like, of course, I'm a rookie. I'm like, yes sir, no sir. Okay. Sitting at the front of the plane, and he's like, hey, Macker, you think you might have a better defense? And I kind of, being a smart ass that I was, maybe a little bit, I said, well, a better offense is a better defense. So I said I should have been throwing more.
Oh, man.
But I'm like, and then I watched a couple of his fights, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Theo was on our morning show here earlier, Theo Peckup, and he said he went up to you, shook your hand earlier, and said thank you for not taking because he tried to fight you. Remember when he was in his?
He was in Springfield,
yeah.
So he was a rookie in Springfield, and that was when I was in Providence. And obviously Providence is just right down the road. It's like an hour away or something like that. And so we had a pretty good rivalry between the two of us, or between the two teams. And, I think. I don't know. He was trying to prove himself or whatever, but I mean, they had like Jocko was playing on that team, and they had Pex, and they had a tough team.
Yeah.
I think they had. I'm trying to think. There was another big tough guy.
Stortini?
No, Storts wasn't there.
Okay.
Ryan Flynn, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think I fought Flinner twice that year.
Because they were like a Pittsburgh/Edmonton hybrid. For a bit in Springfield, I think, in Wilkes-Barre, and
I think that could
yeah,
have been,
Wilkes-Barre was Pittsburgh, and then in Springfield they were with a different team.
Yeah, they were. There was like
the Oilers
a
didn't have
weird
their own
split.
AHL.
Yeah,
right.
That was before they brought.
It was. I want to say it was Edmonton, and
I think they had a split with Dallas for a little bit too.
Or even the Tampa.
It could have been, but like they had to split between three teams because they didn't have the Barons.
JD ended up playing in Wilkes-Barre.
Right.
As a goalie.
Yeah. And that's why.
Which is actually another funny story. Like, he was in Greenville when I was in the coast. And I remember JD was in Greenville, so he had quite a tour.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how we all kind of come together.
But with Edmonton.
Getting back to what I was saying about playing in all the different leagues and 19 different teams in however many years.
Yep.
Well, when we still had double up rooms, like, we had roommates on the road. Well, Liam Reddix was my roommate. And every time we would go somewhere, I'd go out for dinner with, that was the thing. I told him, I said, Reds is like, how many people do you know in every team? I was like, well, I played in pretty much every team across North America, so I know somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't just order room service. I'll go out and have dinner or whatever with, friends that I played with or people that I know. And he just couldn't get over the fact that I do everybody. So
I'm not surprised.
It's like being with this guy.
Right.
You go anywhere with this guy, and everyone knows Tommy.
The face of the Oilers back in the day.
Yeah.
Face of something. Not sure
Hey
what
now.
now.
Hey now. We had some fun. Actually, your last year with the Oilers, the last game of the year, you're like, I'm not playing tomorrow. We were out in Denver.
Right.
That was you take it down. This guy, big steins like juice boxes. I'm like, oh my god, I'm trying to keep up. It was unreal.
That's the sort of thing to do, trying to keep up.
Yeah. And you had to play the next game.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Might have played guilty.
But it was
may
like
not have happened.
it was a bad year, obviously. But you're like, I'm not playing tomorrow. Let's go out. We had a good time, and then for whatever, someone got sick or somebody maybe couldn't go, and you ended up having to play. I remember that. I was like, ooh, I feel bad for Matt because we were out for a while last night.
Yeah, but we made it in for curfew, right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
100%. Always.
In bed, lights out by 11.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you going to try and sneak away a bit tomorrow? I know there's games going on tomorrow, but are you going to try sneak away to fit some of the Kentucky Derby in?
You know what? I got my good buddy. Did you ever meet Troy Fisher?
Maybe.
My silversmith buddy? He made the buckle for Chris Russell?
No. No,
Okay,
I
so
think
anyway,
I would remember that.
my first year here, you might not have been here the first year. My first
Yeah,
year.
you were. Yeah, I wasn't till
Anyway,
2010.
they did a little deal on, anyway, I met Fish and Rocky Dallin, and I just talking to him yesterday. Fish, this is Troy Fisher. And I guess they're at the Kentucky Derby. I didn't realize it was going on right now, to be honest with you. But
First weekend in May.
When he told me, he's like, yeah, I'm in Kentucky. And I'm like, oh. And then, obviously.
The Derby.
So hopefully one of these years, I'd like to actually go down there and take
It
part
looks
in it.
amazing.
Churchill down. My wife and I went there for our 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
For the actual Kentucky Derby?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah, and we bookended it around Nashville.
Right.
So
Oh,
flew
yeah.
to Nashville, did 3 days Nashville, drove up to Louisville, did the Derby, came back to Nashville. A trip of a lifetime, and I really mean that. Churchill Downs, the facility, is a dump.
What?
Really?
It is a dump.
But everybody's
How old
so
is it, though?
fancy there.
It's so old. You look, like, remember the old Northlands, the
Right.
racetrack,
Yeah.
like that, like the new one out by the airport.
Century, yeah.
That would put
Century Mile.
Churchill Downs to shame.
Really?
So here's what we did. We went all high and mighty and said, okay, it always rains at the Derby. And we went the full 9 yards. My wife had the dress and the hat, and
You have a
I
cowboy
had
hat?
the suit. No, I didn't go a cowboy hat. I'm not a cowboy, so I can't
Everybody's a
wear a
cowboy.
cowboy hat. You could, and nobody would say boo.
Yeah.
I put it on, and everybody's chirping me. Anyways, we go down there. We do the whole 9 thing. We got a box.
Wow.
Okay.
High rolling.
Yeah, right. Eh? And you sure as hell paid for it. You know what our box was? A metal bar around with 50 other boxes, but we were under an overhang.
Oh.
Ronnie?
With seats, there he is. We'll have to get Ronnie on.
Yeah,
with
come on
seats
in.
like this.
Well, I'm going to step out because I got to get
you've
ready.
got a game soon. Right
Come on
away.
in.
Yeah, come on in.
You got a second? Oh, please. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, everybody.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Ice Tea live at Hockey Helps the Homeless, Terwillegar Rec Center here, South Edmonton. Tom Gazzola just left us. We got Jay Mill, Manawanaka here. Steve MacIntyre has been with us, and now Ron Lowe back on the show. Friend of the Hangout now.
There's a guy I was just watching a couple weeks ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, boys on the bus.
Oh, yeah,
Boys
for
are
sure.
back.
The
I was telling
good
boys
days.
That was the first time I ever watched that from start to finish. I could never ever watch it.
Unbelievable.
It's unreal.
It is. It's a really good, and it's true stuff. I mean, you can't make that up.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
How have you been doing today? How are things going for you?
Good. Well, you know, I got here this morning, and the joke of all was I had 2 different shoes on.
Awesome.
So now I went home and
You're good.
fixed it up. And one was a hunting boot and one was a walking boot. And I said, well, I'm covered. I didn't know if I was going hunting this morning or coming here to run. It's awesome.
Well, I
What
guess
the
that
hell?
way you got the best of both worlds. You
Oh,
can-
no, it was absolutely
Good start to the day.
unbelievable.
A lot
Yeah,
of things
yeah.
going on.
Oh, yeah, you think or what? It was a good night last night at Brew House.
Yeah?
That's what it was. It was awesome. A lot of fun.
So how many? This is how many years? Sorry, how many years has this been going on? The Hockey Helps the Homeless.
This is the 11th year.
11th year.
Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, this is the first time that I've been here in this capacity, and it's just overwhelming to see the amount of support, the amount of people here, celebrities, you know, to the like. So, how has this year been going? And are you guys looking to achieve your goals, or where are you at with all that?
Actually, we're ecstatic right now.
Great.
We're going to be, I would think, 50 over what we were looking for. We're
wow.
looking for 300. I think we'll do
That's
350, and if not more than that. And, you know, it's amazing. It's guys like Mac and Bucky and all the alumni, but the players on the teams. I mean, the guys that are raising the money are huge parts. And we couldn't pull this off without them. And kudos to the alumni, and big kudos to the players that are playing in it.
How late was the
How
last
many
one?
teams is there?
There's
Is there more teams this year? It
well,
seems
yeah,
like there's more
t-
teams.
Two
this
more,
year.
I
Yeah.
think. 14 men's and 4 ladies.
How many
That's
divisions?
awesome.
You know what? I don't know how
that.
many divisions.
Is it 4?
Four divisions total. Four
Okay.
divisions total.
So it's actually the hockey itself probably at certain times isn't great, but
That first game was a little rough.
Mac was playing in the first game right behind us here, and he said he came out even, so that was a victory.
That's all that matters, Mac. I love it.
Aren't you going to get on the bench for one of these games?
You know what? I like to go into the dressing room and just say hi to the boys,
Yeah?
and that's as far as I go. Coaching's over, and so is playing.
Not even to the alumni boys? Go up to Mac T and all them and tell them what they're doing wrong?
Well, I usually I was last year. I forget who it was, but anyway. Oh, Chris Joseph
Oh yeah.
fires one up the middle. Guy picks it off right back in the frickin' net, and I'm going, yeah. I went over and told him, Joey, sit here for a while.
You sit at the front of the middle of the
Yeah,
bench here.
yeah.
Right in front of me.
Right here. Don't move. I've had that conversation before.
What about that though? We get Ronnie back in the pipes. A little shootout.
He won't play.
Pay to play.
He's
pay
done.
to shootout. Throw the old gear on. Hey.
You know what? The old gear I hung up in my garage at home, back in Foxhorn in the farm, and I forgot all about it and went out and the rats ate the damn thing. It was full of horsehair.
That's like Max
right?
skates.
So they ate them. Yeah. It's no good. No good at all.
Whereabouts he from?
Out Foxhorn, Manitoba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, little town just over the border.
Right.
About 25 minutes from where Bucky lives in Landsberg. Yeah, right in that 16 corridor.
Yeah.
There's a big sign outside that says home of Ron Lowe, Patty Falloon, Mark Watton.
Wow.
It's awesome. Yeah.
That's cool.
The former number 2 pick overall, Patty, eh? Falloon?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a hell of a player, too. Played here
yeah,
for
I
us for a
remember.
little bit, too.
Yeah.
So today, like we're here to support a lot of great causes, and who are we supporting?
We have 3 Jasper Place Wellness Center,
Yep.
which is a group run by Murray and Taylor Soroka. It's what they do is amazing. They will house addicts, basically, or people that are in big trouble. They'll house them, but what they do is they get them jobs. And in order to stay at their places, you have to have a job and you have to maintain it. And like, to me, Murray's done an unbelievable job in the fact that once you've got people working, then you've basically got them out of the health system that's run by the government, and they're doing their own thing. And it's awesome. I love their program. The mustard seed, everybody in Edmonton knows the mustard seed. It's been there for 100 years. Teddy Green used to go down every Saturday and Sunday. Nobody even knew that he was hanging out there. He's probably served more meals there than half the volunteers. Wow. That's unbelievable. And Kids Cottage, that one there is really dear to my heart now because my daughter just had a baby girl, and I couldn't imagine being homeless with a child. I couldn't imagine it. And Kids Cottage look after people, women that are in distress. It could be abusive relationship. It could be lost my job and I have nowhere to go and I've got a child. And to me, that cause is one of the ones when you're talking about homeless people that a lot of people miss. It's not a nice situation, and we're trying to get probably a bigger Kids Cottage would be awesome. And if we can help doing that by raising funds here, awesome.
Well, yeah, because Mac was talking earlier about the 12 beds or something.
Yeah.
That's it.
The lady was reading out the statistics, and it's just like,
no,
you know.
and there's so much needed, and that's to me is the thing. Like, you know, we're here and we're having fun and doing all these things, and the thing you miss is in the end is the cause. Like the causes are just, and if you look around Canada itself now, the homeless problem is just amazing.
Well, housing has just gone absolutely through the roof. Can't afford to buy a house.
No,
or apartments. Like they're just ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, anything we can do to help. And for anybody listening out there, if you want to throw some support in today, just go to Hockey Helps the Homeless. In the Edmonton faction, everything you donate on that site today stays here in Edmonton, which is my pet peeve about most of the things. Right. This is where it stays, and we can help out some people living in our city that aren't in homes.
Or if you come down to the Terwillegar Rec Center, we got the silent auction right next to us. Yeah. Which is going on. There's a lot of some amazing things, which includes actually an EST thing where a spot on the Hangout. So we have one of those up for silent auction as well. But yeah, if you come down, you can jump in on the silent auction here and help support as well as then watch everyone that's going on, including Team Canadian Brewhouse, which features Dustin Nilsson and Tom Gazzola. They get on the ice in like 13 minutes or something like that.
That's going to be a train wreck. That team. I mean,
I don't know what to expect from those two, Dusty and Tommy.
We had to get slashed if I play against them.
Yeah, good. Give it to him right in the
right across.
You know where. You know where. You know where.
Right across the top of the laces.
You know, it's we had a hockey event a couple weeks ago, and those two had to play defense, and we lost. Yeah, we needed better from them. And they just couldn't do it for us, so it was very disappointing. So what do you have going on for the rest of today? Like, is it very busy, or is it all the work's done, kind of, and now just making sure everything goes off without a hitch? Or how's your day like today?
You know, the biggest thing right now is that, this is it. This is the final tally, and to do stuff now is kind of late in the game. So
this is the fun part.
Yeah,
right? Where
100%.
you can just look back and look at all your work you've done since it ended last year to all the work you've put in, and now you get to enjoy it.
Yeah, the committee we had this year was just unbelievable. Like I said, when you're going to raise probably 50 over what you were looking to do, It's awesome, and I have to give kudos to everybody that was involved in it, man. Like, there were some go-getters, and next year we'll expand our base again and keep drawing people in. To me, it's for players like yourself, it's a one-day thing. You got to come in the night before, get drafted, next day you play, and you go home. To me, it's a great system and a hell of a setup.
It really is. Like I said, the last night, you know, visiting with the people that drafted us and visiting with the people, catching up with the guys, you know, ex-teammates. And I was just telling the guys, got to hang out with some of the guys I grew up watching, you know, as a kid. And I was telling the story earlier about they retired Andy's jersey, and I'm going around being a fanboy, going all the guys, all the alumni guys that I watched. And, you know, it was pretty cool. And to actually sit down with them and chat with them last night, it was pretty cool. A lot of fun.
It's really funny. Mac was playing in Charlotte.
Yeah.
When I went down and scouted you.
Yep.
Because you had Jeff Glass there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was with Ottawa at the time, and I went down and scouted Mac. Holy man. You put on a pretty good show there for 3 games. Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
What do you remember from it?
I came back and told Ottawa, you should take this guy. And they're going, well, I don't know. So then I told Slats, and he jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great experience. Like I said, my first training camp development camp was in New York, and they brought me in as a, you know, no-namer, whatever. And I was training that summer, and I pulled something in my back or something, and I'm laying on the bench, and of course, old school, don't ever tell anybody you're hurt. And of course, I'm like, oh, you know, I couldn't move. And I'm getting worked on. Rammer's working on me on the bench and trying to get it out or whatever. And Slats comes in the door, and I'm like, oh, geez.
Unreal.
Like, I'm like, oh. And then he's like, hey, Macker, how's it going? Where are you from? I said, oh, a little town, Saskatchewan. Well, how's the duck and goose hunting? And I'm like, oh, all right. Now we're talking my language here.
That's one of the things about Slats, man. He just loved the Western boys because he figured if you lived out in the country somewhere, you could definitely get him a goose hunt for sure.
If he's listening, we could still do it, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Now, I've got 2 questions because I know you guys are busy. Mac, they're open, baby. We can get that skate taken care of for you.
I'm going with that excuse, too.
Yeah, right. That's why he was even.
It would have
not
been plus. Yeah, it would have been plus completely if the skates.
But 2 questions that came in on our listener chat, the Paris Jewelers inbox. I'm used to saying that.
780-218-9999.
What time does this happen till today? Because there's a lot of people that want to come down maybe after work, get in on the silent auction, see what's going on, take in a bit of the event. What time does this happen till today?
Everything shuts down at 5:30.
Okay. All right. And secondly, so you heard it here first, 5:30. Be here before then. Get in on the silent auction. And secondly, we'd be remiss if we did not ask you your opinion of what is going on right now, what your feelings and thoughts are about the Edmonton Oilers as they take Series 1 and they're now moving on to the next round. What were your thoughts on that series?
I thought they were unbelievable against LA. Like, when you can have a power play that's basically, they say 45%, but the last 2 goals should have both been power play goals. They happened 3 seconds or 5 seconds after. If you are going to play really, really tough hockey against them and you're going to take penalties, I think they're going to make you pay, which means you're not going to be able to take penalties against them, which frees up Connor. And if that happens, I think they can beat anybody. Now, the other thing is everybody was going crazy over Stuart Skinner letting in 5 goals. I'm going, hey, man, Furzy used to do it all the time, but don't let in the 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and Stu was unbelievable the last 3 games, just unreal. And he's like that. He shuts the door. I mean, everybody said he had a bad game, man. There was 3 goals that went in that night that were absolutely off the wall.
Yeah. Back when I was a kid watching back in the days where Furzy was playing, I never ever remembered him letting in a goal or whatever. It was always a big save, coming up with a big save at the key time.
100%.
Yeah, and it was just like, you know, it'd be a 6-5 game, he'd let 5 in, whatever. As long as they got the 6 and 7, they won the game.
To me, I think Stu's been developing that game too. Yeah. I think that, I mean, if you can make the big save, then you don't have to be great every night. Let's face it, he stole game 4.
Yeah.
Stole it. A walk away. I mean, you get outshot 33-13. You can say whatever you want about keeping shots to the outside,
Right.
but I'll guarantee you, LA had some scoring chances in that game. And hey, he answered the bell. So I think that I like their chances. I really do.
What do they need to do in this break? Like, is it
Relax.
That's all you do?
It's too bad it wasn't a little nicer weather. Get out and hit the golf ball a couple of times or something. I mean,
Just take your mind away from it.
oh yeah, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
everything, mind, body, spirit. Just step away for a day or two.
And
then
it's
come back to it.
huge. You know it.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the grind of the
yeah.
playoffs.
It's a
Oh
grind.
my God, it is a grind. And every day you're going, and you're giving your absolute best, the best you can do.
You're on a razor's edge.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, not that I played a lot when I in playoffs, but I mean, in Charlotte, those years I played there, and you know, we look forward to the days where we just get away from the rink and,
Well,
you know,
this
go
is
turkey hunting or go
Yeah.
golfing or whatever.
this is great right now that they get. And I hope that Vancouver and Nashville beat the hell out of each other the next two.
Well,
I
yeah,
hope it
go
goes
7 and then
I
let
hope
them
it
play
does.
one more and you're good to go.
I think that'd be awesome if that's the way it played out. But like I think the Oilers match up really well with either one of them. That's going to come out of there.
Well, Mac, it was nice having you
Yeah,
on.
it's great
Thanks
having you
for
around.
stopping
Thanks
by.
for sticking around for quite a
If you
bit,
wouldn't
too.
mind
And
sticking around, because we've got somebody else on here that I
Absolutely.
think you two could banter with for a little bit.
Go get those skate
We
sharp.
need to get
we
we need to get the wow out of this thing.
Thanks, Mac.
It's nice meeting you. This
Thank you
is
so much, man.
the EST Hangout presented by Hoots Hard Ice Tea. Matawanek, Jay Milne. That was Steve MacIntyre with us here. We're live on iHeart, TuneIn, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, as well as those watching us on YouTube. Ron Lowe also with us. Charlie Huddy going to join us momentarily here on the Hangout.
Do you ever watch your hand disappear when you shake Mac's hand?
That one was just like, as you're feeling that hand, it was incredible. I'll pass that to you there. Nice. Thanks for joining us here.
Yeah. My pleasure.
Have you played so far?
We played,
I saw you right over here.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. That's a little early for me. I got to talk to Lotai about the scheduling.
How do you get that first one? What did you do to him?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Especially when I got to drive from Fort Saskatchewan to get here.
Yeah,
but
that's a
that
grind.
was, anyways, you know what? We won 5-1. It was good. We had lots of fun out there.
Yeah.
Were you a plus?
I think I was, yeah.
Good.
Of
Way
course
to
I
go,
was.
Charlie. That's
Of course
the
I
key.
was. Whether
Just say it. You just go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 4. Ron.
Goal,
What do you-
3 assists, plus 2, you know.
Yeah,
What do you expect?
Exactly.
No, you know, I saw you out there working the edges. It looked pretty crisp, looked pretty clean. I must say, I was pretty impressed. How you feeling right now?
You know what? I feel okay right now. Question is, how am I going to feel after the next game? And then I got to play one more after that. So it could be an issue. But yeah, it's put the skates on for the first time since the last time I was here. So, but it was good though. You know what? It's always fun to get out there. I think I'm closing in on the end of my hockey career.
The good thing tomorrow, Charlie, is it's Saturday. You get the day off.
I know, yeah. It's a good excuse to my wife. I can just lay around on the couch.
Well, sit back.
I'm trying to recover, right? I can't do anything.
Watch some horse racing.
Yeah,
Derby's
the
on
Derby's
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, you got.
100%.
I got a little.
I don't know. I'm just I'll watch it in the morning and
Okay.
see the.
Well, you listen to this later. I've got it.
'Kay.
I've got some
He's done
top
some prep,
secret
apparently.
information.
Oh, do you?
We
Okay.
watch the Derby in our household every year.
Yeah, I watch it
it's
every
a
year,
big
too.
event, and
Yeah.
we even allow our underage daughters to bet and
good, yeah.
gamble on it. So it's a real family affair. No, I tell you that in jest, but it is fun. It's a great event. So yeah, I'll have some tips for you.
Yeah,
fellas,
good.
later if
Okay.
you want,
Well,
okay?
listen then. Yeah.
Now, how many years has this been for you playing in the hockey helps?
This is my second year.
Okay.
I mean, only for the reason that
Coaching.
I was coaching in Winnipeg, and
Yep.
I never was usually back at this time of the year. So, yeah, no, it's a great event. Lots of great guys out. Lots of my old teammates are guys that I coached, and obviously for a great cause. And Ronnie Lowe and his crew, they do an unreal job and raise a lot of money. So I think, for us, and I mean the guys that are in town, anytime we can get out and help out a great cause, it's where I always look forward to it and enjoy it.
Yeah, it's they were saying that the fundraising has been going very well. Looking like they're going to exceed the goal that you had set, which is always awesome. And we were just mentioning, the the atmosphere around here and how this is organized is just top notch, I must say. So hats off to you and your wife for making such a great event. And I guess is there anything as far as the Mustard Seed Kids Cottage and the other name is
Jasper Place Wellness Center.
Right. Is there any of those that speak to you, Charlie, as something that would stand out?
You know what? When I played here, like in the early '80s, we used to go down to the Mustard Seed all the time, and well, not all the time. I mean, scheduling, and allow us to. But Teddy Green was a big supporter of the Mustard Seed. He was down there a lot, and I know he put a lot of hours in there, and we kind of followed him along. Sometimes we used to go down there. Me and my wife would go down there, when possible, and try to be able to help out with the dinners and stuff. And I think we did a couple of team things down there.
Yeah, we did.
In the Christmas area time or Thanksgiving, we got all the guys can go down there and serve up dinners and stuff like that. So I think that would be my biggest connection with that. And they've done a fantastic job, and all the money that's getting raised to be able to help them out and move forward. We all know it's a tough time right now, and everybody needs a little bit of help. So again, it's a pleasure for us to come out and be able to be part of it and try to raise a lot of money for a good cause.
Where were you drafted yesterday?
7th.
You happy with that?
That's pretty good, yeah.
You're good with that?
Oh, I'm 64 years old. Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
There's a lot of young bucks that
there you go.
way before me. So,
Did you have anybody on your club this morning throwing pucks in your feet like Coffee used to?
Yeah, no, I did. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think it was only because the skill level wasn't great, so they ended up in my feet. But no, it was good. There's a good bunch of guys with gets Marathon Construction.
Yeah, they're fun guys.
And a good bunch of guys. I think they play. There's a couple of good guys. I think they play a little. They must play a little men's league once in a while. But they're good guys. We had lots of fun out there.
5-1, you guys took.
5-1, yeah.
Wow.
D still, or did you
we
play
pulled,
up?
No, I played defense. Yeah.
You're still playing rock solid D.
Yeah. Oh, he's shut down.
1 goal against.
That's all that matters, buddy.
Goalie was good. We pulled back a bit too. Probably could have been like 8 or 9 if we really had
But you got 2 more games.
Got her going. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
to saving it for the next.
Absolutely, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah.
So do you still? Are you following? I mean, I know you're so close
100%,
to what
I went to. I got a motor home, and me and my wife went down to Yuma, Arizona, in mid-November. And the resort that we stay at, there's a lot of Albertans there, but we got a group of about 10 or 12 of us, and we sit around. We got TV on the motorhome, so we'd sit around and watch. They're all Oiler fans, so we'd sit out there.
That's awesome.
Watch,
what a life! What a time to be alive, eh?
Have a couple of beers and watch the Oilers playing. It's nice and warm out. You can sit out there and relax, and don't have to worry about much. But so, yeah, the answer is I still follow it. I mean, I think my wife is kind of like, you're watching hockey, right? Yeah. So
you haven't had enough of this.
I'd have to go outside and watch it, but anyways, no, she's all good with it. But yeah, I mean, how can you not watch it after as long as you played and coach? You always still got a little bit of taste for it. You want to see how things are going, and still know lots of guys in the game. So to be able to get out there or be able to sit back and watch, and it's way more fun watching as a fan, right? Like,
my God, is it ever?
Stand on the Winnipeg bench worrying about Terwillegar to McDavid, it's trying to get a matchup. We're trying to limit their chances as best you can, but so it's way more fun doing that. And I miss the game a little bit. It's like all the guys talk to. You miss going down to the rink and
100%
talking with the guys, and we had a good bunch of guys on teams that I coached, and so you miss doing that. But it's a grind. There's a lot of hours in coaching, as you know. That Ronnie, like, people think you just get to the rink at 9 o'clock and go out and practice for an hour and a half, and then you go home at 1 o'clock and sit around and come back the next day. But man, when you're getting down there at 6 in the morning, going through video and putting stuff together for a meeting and trying to organize the practice and see how many guys you got, if you've got injuries and stuff like that. And by the time you're getting out of there, it's 4 or 5 o'clock at night. You've been there for 10 or 11 hours already, and then you're back down there the next day. And you know what it's like. Game days are long. You get down there early, and you get to go home for a couple hours, and then you're back down till the game's over, and then you sit around and talk, and you don't get home till midnight.
Yeah,
you're back down there. So there's a lot of hours. So I guess I don't miss the grind of it, and especially the travel in Winnipeg. We were like right in the middle, so everything was long. Minnesota was the closest an hour and a bit, and everything else was 2 hours at least. So there's a lot of travel in Winnipeg.
You've played with, obviously, a lot of great players and all of that. What do you see when you watch Connor?
When I watch, sorry?
When you watch Connor? Like,
yeah, it's, it's a special player. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a lot of guys that can skate like that. I mean, McKinnon would be maybe the closest to speed and stuff like that, but Connor's he's got the dynamic when he gets out on the ice, and anything can happen. I mean, he makes things happen and backs the defense off, and then it opens up everything else. I mean, that's why Hyman scored the way he scored, right? He knew where to go to. He'd go to the front of the net. McDavid's going to open up ice for him, back everybody off, and then he can be sitting in front of the net waiting, and he wasn't afraid to go to the net. And as we all know, that's where if you want to score goals and make a living, if you go stand in front of the net, there's a pretty good chance you can get some goals, So, yeah, he's a special player, and man, it's a thrill to watch him play, on TV, and if you go there live. And I mean, I've been on the other side of it, standing on the visiting bench watching him, and it's pretty special. Like you really get a feel of how fast he is when you're like right there, like on TV. Yeah, he looks fast, but you have no idea like how fast he really is till he's coming up and down the ice on you. You see him going by you. You really appreciate it.
Don't you think, Charlie? It's almost unbelievable, because if you're playing against him, you almost need two men to defend him almost every time, which means somebody on the ice is going to be open, and the guy can pass.
Yeah, he can make. Yeah, that's the thing. He can make plays, right? I mean, the great thing about him is that as fast as he's going, and he's handling the puck, and he can make a play off of going as fast as he can. Most guys, if you watch most guys when they're carrying the puck, they'll slow down a little bit, right? Because they're carrying the puck, and they'll slow down, and they're looking around to make some kind of looking for an open guy. But Connor he gets it, and he's going faster than he was normally without carrying the puck.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? It's a skill, and it's a special thing that he has.
Now, I'm sure you've been asked this question in numerous instances, but you've played with the greatest hockey player to ever play in Wayne Gretzky. You've coached against and seen, who some would say might be the next greatest player. What are the similarities that you would see between a player like Wayne Gretzky and Connor McDavid? And what are some of the differences that you would notice or highlight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's hard to compare the two of them, right? I mean, Gretz was a special player. I mean, the thing about Gretz is that he obviously didn't have the speed that McDavid had, but he could make plays. Like he saw plays happening before they happened, and he saw the whole ice. I mean, people go, why don't they hit him? And it's because he knew where everybody was on the ice. Like he knew where our guys were, and he knew where the visiting team was. So he had full awareness out there. So they're play two different games, right? McDavid is all speed and backing guys off like you talked about, and then opening up ice for other guys to make him plays. But Gretz was kind of like he'd pick his way through, and I mean he just had that. I don't know. We always bugged him. He had the worst shot in the league, right? Until he scored on Mike Vernon.
Until the Flames goal, right?
And then nobody bugged him anymore about his shot, right? But he had that big old Titan stick, which was, anyways. But you know what? Two completely different players, right? I mean,
and it's eras too. I mean, the game is so different.
It's so hard to like
sports science.
Compare this guy to that guy, but you know what? You can't. It's hard. I mean, the game's totally different now. The players are bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. They train. They're their own. The players are their own company now. Like I mean, there's a lot of money out there. So they're training to be not individually. I mean, they're training so that they can be the best that they can be and help their team win. But I mean, in the 80s, I mean, there was a lot of great hockey players. I mean, the game wasn't near as fast as it was. Guys weren't as big as they were. Guys weren't in shape as
not as good a shape as they are now. I don't think.
Camp, I remember the first year coming to training camp and 2-a-days, and you might know this. Somebody told me that I forget they were coming to our camp back in the early 80s, and they were coming from Saskatchewan, and they were overweight, and they had garbage bags on, and they had the heater on full blast in the car. Driving to training camp. I can't remember.
Just shed a few pounds if they could.
Cowboy Fled, who told me the story about two of the older guys that were. I can't remember who it was, but I was sitting there going, man, Hey, you know, that's about right because their training camp was, and how long was
grind.
it? 6 weeks or
Yeah.
whatever?
Is that that was the time to get into shape?
Yeah, that was the.
That's the old Ukrainian warm-up.
Yeah. Oh my God. 2 days we were there. Like, I mean, you'd get there, you go back and lay on your bed for an hour, and you'd come back and put on your wet gear. Like, it never got dry. I mean, it was wet for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And you'd come back and you'd get out there and you'd go out and they'd put you through the paces again. Sometimes you'd have a scrimmage in the afternoon, and then.
That'd be the light day.
Yeah, that'd be like then you go get something to eat and you just lay in your bed till you had to get up at 7 in the morning to go back down and do it all over for freaking 6 weeks. But you know what, it was fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. There was a good bunch of guys that we had here in Edmonton.
Yeah,
And,
unbelievable.
we had a lot of fun. Slats was hard on everybody, but you know, I look back at the guys that I played with, like with Ronnie and, you know, old Cowboy Fled and Ace Bailey and stuff like that. Man,
Unbelievable.
it's like, you know, it's hard to describe to people that.
You
know
know,
how it was and how
you're
much
telling
fun we
that
had,
story. I
you
think
know.
it was Ace that had the bags on.
it
And the
probably was
Yeah,
Ace,
I'm
yeah.
sure it was. I'm pretty
Yeah,
positive.
you're probably right. Maybe that's why Cowboy was telling me the story. It was
Yeah,
about Ace. Probably,
I
you're
think
probably
it
right.
was.
Oh man, I laughed when I heard that. I thought, yeah, that's about right. But so it's hard to compare. I think, you know, it's a different game, man. It's the way it is.
Let's go back to just back in the fall. You got inducted into the Oilers Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
How was that for you? How was the night?
Yeah, you know what? It was unreal. It was a great honor. I mean, to be able to go up there with all the guys that are up there, and I mean, you know, to be able to walk into the rink every time you go in there and see your name up there, it's pretty special. So it was a great honor, and it was. I've got I got 5 grandkids, so they were all here for it. So
Nice.
It was pretty special for them to have them here to share it with me. But man, what else can you say other than it was an unreal feeling. It's a great honor to be up in that rink with all those great hockey players that are up there. It really is.
Really well deserved too. Like it was
Very
about
well
time
deserved.
that finally there was. I'm glad the Oilers added that because there's so many people
Yeah, no,
that
it's
need to be
pretty
recognized
cool.
with the Edmonton Oilers.
100%, you know, and I mean they're gonna keep it going, and I mean they'll make the right choice. The guys that go up there, it'll be it's gonna be real special for a lot of players coming up.
So what time's the next game?
12 o'clock, so I got to go and
Beautiful.
lay down.
No,
Yeah, and you know what? I know we've asked a lot of
Taken a
both of you.
lot.
We really appreciate it. So
Hey, you know, it's an
I know
honor.
you got to organize
Pleasure
if you
doing
got to
it.
go, but
Yeah, all good.
we really appreciate you
anytime.
having you on, and thanks for being a part of
Yeah.
this event and,
Yeah,
and
no, my
raising
pleasure.
so much money.
Yeah,
Charlie
good.
Huddy,
No,
wow.
I'll
Thanks,
take
Charlie.
that. Very nice meeting you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Charlie.
This is the Hangout headlines, by the way, brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
Come on in here,
Premier
Ronnie.
conditions,
We'll
top-notch
talk some horse
service.
racing now.
Just unreal value at the Ranch. TheRanchGolf.com is where you can book your tee time now. Ronnie was saying, you know, could go golfing or something for the Oilers. There's the place you want to go golfing. It is at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Reminder, VIP Golf Show, once again, Sunday, 8 o'clock with Murray and Curtis Stock right here at Edmonton Sports, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, iHeart, TuneIn, and on YouTube.
Well, now that it's just us, I can tell you what I really feel about Charlie Huddy. Oh, no, just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you know, when you were on the Hangout last time, it was with Quinn Phillips
And Gager.
and Gager, and oh my gosh, that was such a treat to listen to. And you know, the stories that just naturally come out of conversations like that, and like what just happened with Charlie. What is, you know, does this give you a little bit of sense when you get back into the, you know, events like this that you guys and you know, both you and Charlie said, you know, that, and you've heard it before, you know, I miss the locker room. I miss that camaraderie with the guys and the team. And is that something you get a little bit of taste of out of doing an event like this? Is it double fulfilling for you?
Yeah, I think like last night, we make all the players sit at the bar before they get drafted. And you don't really have to do that because they all gather.
Right.
And I mean, that's what that's how you get them out. They want to be with each other. They want to talk about how things are going now. They reminisce a little bit, but unbelievable. I mean, it's great to be able to sit down with guys you maybe don't see, but twice a year or once a year even, lots of guys that come into this event. I mean, I saw Brian Scrudlin last year at this event, and he drives me crazy. The man is amazing. Like, and that's the whole thing. It's nice to hang out with a bunch of players every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, because otherwise you come here with 2 different shoes on and you go, what's going on? Like what?
Beer garden's getting stocked up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed that.
I think we
Must
could
be
have had
almost 10, eh?
Yeah. I think.
Oh, we're past 10. Don't
Oh,
worry.
there we go.
We're closing in on the 11 part. Yeah, I should have brought those 2.
I think we could have got away with 2 Hoots. 2 Hoots is a presenting sponsor of the Hangout, and it's a hard iced tea, and it's lovely. We're gonna have to get you some.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah. So you mentioned golf. Where are you golfing? Where are you looking forward to golfing this year?
You know what? I actually go back to Manitoba for almost the whole summer. I've got a cottage at the lake at Dauphin, Manitoba.
Dauphin, Manitoba.
Yeah.
I used to sing at a Dauphin. Little known fact, Ron would know it. Has a very, very good outdoor music festival.
Do they?
And facility.
Unbelievable.
It's got a massive amphitheater, right? That's dug into the earth.
No way.
Yeah, it's like Dauphin Red Rocks ish. When I was going,
The Canadian version of Red Rock.
It's a Canadian version of Red Rocks. We went out there as a youth choir.
Okay.
Out to Dauphin, we busted out there for a Christian music festival back in the day, and we sung our little hearts out.
You know, they have Country Fest out there.
Yes.
And Keith Urban said that venue is the best outdoor venue he's ever been at in his
Really?
life. Oh, yeah. He came back 3 times.
To
It's
Dauphin,
like-
Manitoba.
I gotta go find this venue and take a look at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
oh, yeah.
no, it's crazy. They built it into the side of the hill,
It's like a coulee that they build it
It's
right
just
into.
gorgeous.
It's amazing. Yeah.
and the acoustics are unbelievable.
Isn't
all the
Dustin-
way up to the top.
Dustin Penner, isn't he from Dauphin?
No, he's from not Portage, but Winkler.
Winkler. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's from Dauphin, I swear.
Yeah, Dauphin rings a bell.
Barry Trotz.
Dolphins,
Barry Trotz,
Dolphins
okay.
Country Fest.
Yeah, unbelievable,
It's
man.
unbelievable. Change your life.
And they've had a lot of unbelievable performers. Well, they get everybody
Wow.
Big Valley does.
Yeah, he's seen it for the
This,
first time.
look at this. Looks amazing.
No, it is. It is absolutely
Look at
nuts.
those wood benches.
Hey, so question is then, my follow-up question is when Maddie and I come out to Country Fest, we can
We
just stay with you?
hunker down.
Yeah, come on out. That you can go fishing with me, and then
Oh,
the golf
my
course
God.
is 5 minutes away.
How much do
Okay.
you go golfing? Do you go every day?
day.
Oh my God!
We
what
have a
life.
7:15 tea time. This
Stand-
You've got the
Tea time.
standing tea time.
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I love it.
Basically,
you.
we just go and play. I used to own the course.
Oh, okay.
And sold it to
that was the condition of the
Yes.
sale.
Yeah.
7:15 is my tea time.
Actually, they gave me honorary membership for life. Then I
Well,
went,
they should.
this is awesome. I'm good.
That was
with
part of the
this.
stipulation of the sale.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So how's the game though then these days?
You know what? It is what it is. One day it's really decent, and the next day it's really crappy.
What do you
And-
need to work on? What's the issue? Or is it everything? Like for me, it's there's always something. Driver one day, irons the next day, putter the next day. Some days it's all 3.
It's golf.
Actually, you know what? The days that it's all 3, it sucks.
Really?
I mean, that game really
That's
sucks.
a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if you got 1 of 3 or 2 of 3 going, it's not bad.
you can salvage.
And what the hell?
Little
I
bit.
watch the pros all the time on TV, and they make some horrific shots. And
Yeah.
I'm going, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it.
It's what makes watching golf nice because it's like when they make that mistake, you're like even those guys can do
Yeah.
it, right? Like at the highest level, they could go do it. But then also when you go watch them in person,
Oh,
I've gone
unreal.
to the seniors tour a few times down in Calgary. They're just incredible.
They just
like
strike the ball
when-
unbelievable.
when you watch them, and yeah, you can bring Gager in.
Come on, Gager,
when
get
you-
in here. We got room for you, brother.
When you watch them, like just do simple things, like or for, like to them, where for you, like you're thinking it's too much, and they just step up, crowd around them. It's amazing. Joaquin Gage, Mike's got to be a little close, but
Oh, I'm tired.
are you?
He's gassed.
How was game one? How was game one?
I played D, and I had more time on ice than when I was a goalie, it felt like.
That's awesome.
Jesus. Oh, my God.
We've been asking people plus minus.
Yeah.
I gave Struds no, I didn't give him a minus. He jumped off real quick, but 1 assist.
Oh, all right,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, I was -8, but then
Yeah, -6 to end the day, so that's all right. That's okay.
The first honest
You can only
player,
do too much.
Yeah, the first honest player we've had on here today.
And it's the first game, right?
So you went up against Struddy?
Yeah, Struddy and Delorier. Yeah.
I haven't heard Struddy's laugh yet.
No?
Like, it's
Yeah.
not, I haven't noticed.
He's in there telling stories in the dressing room how great he is. So what's that take, like half an hour, 45 minutes? It's not that long.
What team is your team? Who are you playing with?
The Toyota.
Right.
Toyota team. So yeah.
And you were a late pick yesterday.
Yeah, I went late. Yeah, there was. You know,
chip
I
on
don't
the
want
shoulder?
to. I don't want to go into it too much, but it was kind of a Lindros situation, and I wasn't agreeing to terms with some of the top end teams, and that's kind of, you know, that's why I fell. I think it's just.
Okay, so I asked this with Cass because it went back-to-back weekends, but Dusty passed on him twice. He passed on you too. Like, is there hard feelings with that? Like, this is Team EST here.
No,
and he doesn't pick one of our EST boys?
It's fine. It's like my wife says, too much Gage is too much. You know, Dusty gets enough of me on a regular basis. I think a little bit of separation is
Limit
always
the
good,
Gage
right?
quantity
yeah,
of bits.
you know, you got to have Dusty wanting more. I can't be there all the
Well,
time.
for what it's worth, now that we are best friends,
Yeah.
I would have picked you first.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I got your back.
Thank you.
And actually, Ronnie invited us out to his place in Dauphin.
Yeah, we're gonna go fishing and we're gonna go
You wanna
golfing.
come?
I've never got that invitation yet. But Ronnie knows me better than that. He's seen the when the train gets derailed a few times.
Gager, how many years is this for you?
I think from inauguration, it's 10 years, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing
Really?
this 10 years, yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
This is great. I love it. It's
So you've seen the evolution from day one to where it is now. I mean, Ron was mentioning earlier, and I don't mean to spill the beans, but you said it. So they look to be achieving beyond their goal for fundraising, which is outstanding. What is this? What is this? You know, Hockey Helps the Homeless. What has it meant to you to be a part of this for 10 years?
well, selfishly, it's to come see some guys I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
We
But
were just talking about with
It's-
the brew
That's
house
what-
yesterday and all that.
But you know, I ran into this was a few years ago, and I was downtown, and someone recognized me from doing this, and they had gone through some tough times in their life with homelessness, and they said that they were actually thanking me for being part of this and doing something, and I was like, you don't realize the impact that you can have doing something like this, and that's what made me feel, wow, that made me really feel really good about this event, and as long as Ronnie keeps having me, I'll keep doing it. Yeah, it's great.
I think you're a lifer now. I don't think there's any looking back.
it's that's what I was saying to you guys too. Like the guys that have been supporting us from day one, it's unbelievable. I mean, we've had it's support here. You ask the alumni, and it's done. And to me, that's what it's all about. And your recognition about playing here and somebody knowing that probably in the end is why everybody does it. If we can help a little bit. I mean, we can't solve the problem, but I'll guarantee you one thing right now. We can make it a little bit easier for the people in Kids Cottage.
Yeah.
Or the people in Jasper Place Wellness Center. If we can help anything there and the mustard seed, man, we've done something.
Yeah.
And
If
to
you could
me,
help just one person.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Well,
that's a world of a difference to that one person.
it's crazy. And the players, and like you said, selfishly, it's great.
Yeah.
And I was talking about, everybody was at the bar last night, and everybody was kind of like you were yelling across each other and talking and everything. And I went, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. And now today is the finish of it all. But the real reason is what's going to happen after this, and we write the checks.
Yeah.
It's
It
awesome.
must be just such a feeling of happiness and joy, and all the hard work culminating in seeing actually. And you said something earlier, Ron, that I just can't help but repeat, because you said everything stays right here in Edmonton.
Yes, sir.
And that is so awesome to have that focus. And that's not taking away from any other charitable organizations that do, events that feed a bigger pool, shall I say. But to have the Edmonton Oiler alumni here, to have an Edmonton Oiler great running it, and to say, no, we're stamping this and we're keeping it here, I think that's got to go a long way in people's willingness to come out and support. I think it's great.
I wouldn't know about the Edmonton Oilers. Great, but I do absolutely believe it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm going.
Joaquin was like, is he talking about me?
I felt really good about myself right there.
But no, and it does. I mean, the money stays here, and like we're just talking, man. If we can help anybody, like when I go to Kids Cottage and I think about that woman and a kid or two kids that is all of a sudden stranded, no place to go. And you have the ability to help one of those people. And I'm going, my God, let's do it. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
How do goalies thinking like that?
I don't know, man.
Like we both said no-brainer
I know.
exactly the same time. In fact, if they were listening on the radio, they'd think that was cute.
We're connected, Ron.
Yeah.
There's something there. And, there is something to be said about, for us that have kids, or you said you just welcomed a grandbaby into the world. The kids side of things really, I don't know what it is. Until you have a kid, you will not know it, but it hits home, and it makes it a lot more real, because maybe none of us have necessarily deal with homelessness or know somebody that has, but we all have kids or grandchildren, and to think of the life that they have if they're part of homelessness as well is just earth-shattering to think about. So, we'll get the link out to Hockey Helps the Homeless on our Twitter feed, on all of our feeds. Like Ron said earlier, you guys are down here till 5:30 today. This silent auction, I can't see the end of it. It is awesome. Come on out, come down, shake Ron's hand, do whatever you want to Gager. He's open to anything.
Pretty much.
Come on out and support it. But it's just it's just a really fulfilling event to be a part of, and to be here and feed off what's going on, right?
I love it. No, it's a shame it's only once a year. You could, if anything you can do to help out, really appreciate it. Yeah, come down and see the silent auction stuff. It's some of these things are amazing. Great.
I think I saw a Gage signed cup.
There's probably something
actually
about
game worn cup.
Yeah, that's.
There is the EST Hangout part that people could bid on, where we can maybe try to plan it when Gagers is in.
Oh, did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Auctioning off a appearance on the Hangout.
With a hat, hoodie, and a T-shirt of Edmonton Sports Talk, which
Perfect.
you don't even have the hoodie yet. So.
But I just locked down, too.
Yes, you did. Moving
on up.
We haven't seen you all week. How's Daughter's Dance been going?
Oh, yeah. No, it's I'm knee-deep at the Expo Center.
Is that where it is?
Yeah. It's going well. She's she's in 24 numbers, so it's a lot.
Wow.
So she's got to dance 24 times?
Yeah, groups, duos, solos. So she's got a couple
remember
firsts.
24 routines. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, it's heavy duty, man. She's great though. She loves it. I can't believe she remembers it all. Sometimes I can tell she forgets something or throws something a little extra in there, but no, she's doing well.
Well, you know what the secret is? If you screw up, it just act like nothing happened.
And it's part of it.
Nobody will know.
No.
Yeah, nobody will know. Nobody will be none the wiser. I mean, you've screwed up. We've all screwed up in our athletic
goalies, it's a little harder because generally when there's a little screw
Nobody
up,
saw that
it's in
goal.
the back of the net.
Now there is a problem. 5-hole, you can't cover that up. That's the end of that.
Okay, this is a very rare time where you have two NHL caliber goalies sitting side by side. Honestly, guys, what was your weak spot? If you try to hide that, if you had a spot that you said when you're in your setup, scout yourself and say this. If everybody knew, this would be the spot they'd shoot all the time.
The only weakness I had was shots. That was the only. No,
like at the bar or after.
Yeah, both. I'd have to say that little spot, like that 7-hole spot, is always. And I was an active goalie. It took me a while to kind of calm down, so I'd almost move too much, and it would just go above the pad and below the blocker. Especially when they switched the gear, and we had a little bit of extra, and that usually covered it. And when they went to the smaller pad, that was an adjustment to make. But that was when you faced some guys that could really shoot it, put it where they wanted to. That was tough.
So 7 holes kind of under your chicken wing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ron, where if self-scout?
Shots. I have to go with you. Gager.
Shots, man.
I mean,
Shots.
Pucks on net, boys. Pucks on net. Oh, my gosh. That is too good.
What have you made of Skinner's play throughout these playoffs?
Man, it's funny to see this is only his second year. Like, that's the thing I keep telling. I go, wow, this is the progression that he has shown is amazing. And I think, I don't know about you, Ryan, I think he's not the most like acrobatic goalie or like athletic goalie, but I think he reads the game better than anyone else in the league. Like how he can anticipate where the danger is coming from, how he gets set up before the shot's taken, and his rebound control. That is very, very impressive over this little stint. And, that game in LA, I think that's a huge turning point for him in the playoffs, just to have a game that he was the main reason why they won. That's going to build your confidence huge, especially in the playoffs.
You and I talked about this on air.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to steal games. Yeah. If he does, it's a bonus. But the way he's played, and you know what? He's actually played the puck really well. Quick, no thinking involved. Just get it and move it.
Move it quick. Yeah, let get it in the D-man's hand, because he's not Mike Smith, right?
No,
but he can make a good 8 to 9 foot pass.
100%,
and hard.
I think I'm with you. Maturity is beyond the 2 years he's played, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And there was a lot of people that were like we were talking about earlier that were really bitching about the 5-4 game, and I'm sitting there going, boys, look at 3 of the goals. They were ridiculous.
Yeah, broken stick. They're just fluky goals.
How about the one that Kempe knocks out of the air?
It's just a beautiful goal.
About that? That's beautiful.
That's a crazy goal.
Crazy, unbelievable skill for him to see the puck, then it hits the stick, and then readjust and hit what are you going to do? You
absolutely unbelievable.
You got to tip your hat at that.
That's what I said. Sometimes you get and I think that if you look at it, the thing about Skinner right now is that he doesn't seem like anything's bothering him, which is, to me, that's a sign of somebody that says, you know what, I'm good enough to play here. I'm there.
It's finally that switch has clicked where he goes, okay, I belong. I'm a number one goalie, and that's a tough hurdle to get to and get over.
You better believe it is.
It's very difficult, but you can see it. Like even when he was talking at the end of the series, and I think one of the biggest things, and I've said this before, is last year, unreal year, all-star, takes the number one job. But I think when he got to the end of the season, that was kind of, not that he didn't have goals afterwards, but he kind of achieved everything. And then, oh my gosh, now it's and he just seemed a little bit in the deep end of the water. This year, he already had the good regular season, had the all-star caliber kind of, there he got recognition the year prior. But I think the big goal was beyond playoffs and beyond. Was in the and I don't think it was really there for him last year because it was such a whirlwind season. This is where he goes, okay, we got another round under my belt. Now we're on to this is a guy, I always remember Tim Thomas when he won the Cup. They were interviewing him after when they won for Boston, and after Game 7, he was sitting there and he was like, okay, I'm preparing for the next round. They're just so focused and so. He's like, but I had to realize I just won the Stanley Cup. There's no more rounds after this. But he was already in this mindset. He was preparing for the next challenge, and I think that's what Stuart Skinner's at.
Did you guys catch the Connor Hellebuck exit interviews yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Woo! He's scorched earth on his.
Did he?
Oh my gosh! It was. I don't know if it was necessarily if he meant to do that, but he essentially said I can't stop what I can't see.
Yeah.
And Calvin entered in on the nasty chat and said that he thought Hellebuck would steal some games for Winnipeg. But talk about an all-time letdown,
Yeah.
But
especially take game 1, 2,
and you look at the goals that were scored on him, and it's kind of like what Skinner went through there, where he can't stop what we can't see, and if it's just simple behind the back, backdoor tap-ins, But he essentially said, yeah, like I'm not the second coming of Christ here. I do need a defense.
Well,
it was pretty intense.
And, you know, it's the same thing with Vasilevsky down in Tampa Bay, man.
Yeah.
I mean, big bodies in front of the net. You know, see how many goals are going in just from that.
And those goalies, that's what it takes to get the puck past them, is doing something special. You know, they rarely get beat on just straight on shots. They're too good.
Well,
But-
even for the Skinner with the Oilers, the only real, you know, I guess momentum they got was just getting stuff to the
Yeah.
net.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just pucks on net and get those greasy goals. They had I heard a stat that's, you know, something like over 70% of the shots that the LA Kings took in that series were from outside of the circle.
Right.
You know, like long shots. They had a game plan just to get stuff going on net and see what happened. It worked for a bit in game 2. And then, you know, obviously that's not a great long-term plan. But
No.
Would you say this is like, when's the last time that the Oilers have had a goalie come in and definitively steal them a game like they did in that game 4?
Jeez.
Like
I'd have
06
to-
with
well,
Rolison?
I'd have to think of Talbot and the
Yeah.
Sharks series or the Ducks series. I don't know if there was a game in there.
He
I
had
don't
a couple
recall.
games in there where I would say
we
he was a big
stole?
part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to say Talbot.
Like
It'd
that
be
was
one of those
incredible,
years.
right?
But
I
then
mean,
Rolison, like especially Detroit, San Jose, those first 2 rounds, like they went to the playoff or overtime in some
half
of those
those games were stolen.
And Rolison was just making summer. I remember the glove save on Chichu he had in the one overtime,
Yeah.
which was just incredible. And Rolison, yeah, he was magical that.
Yeah.
And
that playoff
Kuj was
run.
always
Yeah, well,
he could he was one of the only guys that could maybe steal like 2 or 3 in a
And
7-game
he
series.
did.
I know, and
And
he
he
did.
did.
It was a
That
joke.
save
I
when he
mean,
was out
when
of
you-
the net and comes in and jumps across.
And jumps
But-
across.
Ah,
He was
that was amazing.
so good, man. He was an unreal person, but God, he was a good goalie. I remember when we got him, and I was staying after practice, and Kuj was out because I don't think he was over yet. The trade he came early or
Yeah.
whatever or something, and then he went home, like he was there for So I was out on the ice with. It was David Oliver, Todd Marchant, and me and Kuj, and we were doing like little breakaways and shots and stuff. And I'm diving post to post, trying to stop. And then I get out, I'm tired. Kuj goes in, sits on the goal line, and just stops everything with his hands. And I'm like, and Ollie comes over and goes, Gager, I can't score. I go, get out of here, Ollie. I don't care you can't score. I'm
dying here,
I'm
man.
dying here. This guy hasn't moved an inch.
you know, the thing about somebody asked me last night, as a matter of fact, at the event, who was the best goaltender that you've ever been associated with? Threw that question out. And I said, you know what? I couldn't tell you between 3 guys which one I'd sooner have in my net if I'm going into a big game.
Yeah.
Fuhr, Ranford, or Joseph.
Yeah.
Because, man, all 3 of them, like we've been blessed here. with
Yeah. Oh,
goaltenders.
God. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Like, and you know what? I wouldn't really know which one to pick.
Billy, like, I remember coming into camp, and Billy was like, he was one of the most athletic goaltenders. Like, he would be off the charts in all the testing. He could be out there for hours. He could make 10 saves. Like, it was just, at that point, he was top 3 goalies in the world, right? He just came off the World Cup win. He was unreal.
And how totally different can the 3 goalies be?
Yeah, they were all different. All different. Billy was like a little, and then Kuj was kind of loose and Fuhr's check him for a pulse, but
Yeah,
you know, but it was just unreal. All 3 of them, and yeah. I probably came to the wrong organization, actually. Could have used a...
It was a real uphill battle, wasn't it? Yeah.
Wasn't, well, and then I came back 2001, and then Tommy Salo was unbelievable then. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, he was,
He
too.
was
Oh,
unreal.
my God.
Like,
He played great.
Edmonton has had really, really good goaltenders.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Yeah, it's been a stretch of 15 years looking for one,
Yeah.
to a degree. Talbot was supposed to be the guy.
There's
who was
been
there for a bit,
stints,
but-
like, I mean-
But then and now hopefully it's Skinner's the guy.
Yeah,
And you're
I
back to
think he
having
is,
a
man.
strong one for
I sure
many,
hope
many
so.
years.
That would take a lot of pressure off of that organization. I think if they could find somebody that they can really,
But
put everything into.
I
and
think
buy
his style
into.
of play, like the way he plays, is it's not as chaotic, So I would say for young players coming in, they don't have to worry about him too much, And there's that. If I do make a mistake, I know he's back there and he's probably going to cover up for me too. So yeah, I like him. Great goalie.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really good.
Quickly before we end, Miami GP. I don't know how much you're going to get to watch this weekend with Dance, but Max,
Yeah. Well, we'll see what Adrian Newey, all the
where's
rumors.
he going?
I don't know. But he's got a non-compete for 11 months after, so that doesn't kick in until next January.
He'll find a way to get out of it or
Yeah,
something.
probably, yeah.
Was
There's
it
always
Ferrari
I think
to
so.
join with Charles and Lewis and to
Oh
challenge
yeah,
against?
of course it is. Of course it is.
Which wouldn't be bad
It
for
wouldn't be.
F1.
It'd be great.
I'd be upset with myself if I didn't take advantage
you gotta
of my
quickly do your
of my
picks.
Kentucky Derby homework that
Oh,
I've done.
God.
He's-
Yes,
Nice, yeah.
I mean we're ready to roll here. So
Post time like 4:50 tomorrow or something like that.
4:43 to
4:43.
be exact. It's 150th running of said Kentucky Derby. Yeah,
150.
yeah, we were there.
Wow.
We were there, like I said earlier, for the 144th running. Okay, and just so we all know, there's one gray horse in the race tomorrow.
Jay loves gray horses. He told me this. We were out one night. He bet on the gray horse and he won some cash.
There's one gray horse, and it's a long shot. It's 50-1, West Saratoga.
Okay.
So if you're looking
sprinkle
for
that?
a little fun money,
That's
Matt,
a little
you can.
sprinkle.
That's the Matty. That's the Matty
Mr.
2-cent lean.
That's the little sprinkle that you put there. A couple bucks.
Okay. Now we could all know that the favorites, Fierceness and Sierra Leone are the two favorites. All right.
Absolutely.
So that's easy to bet on. Everybody could bet on that. But if you're looking for a couple mage-like runners from like Mage won last year out of the blue, you can go with Mystic Dan as well as Honor Marie. Both are at 20-1. Both have won there as 2-year-olds at Churchill Downs. So Mystic Dan, Honor Marie, maybe put a little win play show action on those two horses. That was your Kentucky Derby sports
All right.
update.
Thanks.
Cool
buddy.
bet.
Perfect.
Bet responsibly, stay responsible. But cool bet is where you could do that. That's about it. It's going to wrap up the
All right.
hangout. Ron, thanks for sticking
No,
around,
thank
and
you.
congratulations
Thank you, yes.
on all this once again.
Awesome.
Well done. It's been a great
Round of
event.
clicks for Ron.
Yeah.
People
yeah,
have
right.
till 5:30 to get here to Terwillegar Rec Center. Gager, when's your next game if people want to come watch?
1 o'clock, but
1 o'clock.
I'll see you guys in Dauphin, I guess.
Silent auction, so lots to do. Come down here, come enjoy some great hockey. Thank you once again, and this was a fun hangout today. Jay, this was.
Thank you very much, Ron. Take care. Thank
This was
you.
a great hangout. This was.
Oh.
I would love to do this. Gager said it's sad this is once a year. I'd love to come back and do this again next Friday.
Well, I just want to know, like, are we really going to go to Dauphin? I guarantee,
Well,
Maddie, I
he-
guarantee
hey,
you,
he
if we
didn't
showed
invite
up
us.
there, he
You
did.
kind of said, "Could we come?"
No, then he
And then he
extended.
said yes,
But
but
honestly-
he's not going to say no.
Okay, here's what we do this
We
summer.
just go.
Yes. We just
Knock
rent
on
a
the
car.
door.
We rent a car, and we drive out to Dauphin. We find out. We just go to his golf course.
Yeah.
We know he has a tee time at 7:15. We wait there and say, "Hey, Ron."
Well, we booked a 7:25,
Yeah.
and we wait on the
follow
first
him.
horse. Hey, Ron, it's because
Ron,
we're
remember
here.
us? We're here.
Yeah, we're here for the Country Fest, and
We're cashing in that IOU.
You ready to go fishing?
Yeah.
And,
I think he'd be okay with it.
He's too nice of a guy that he would just welcome us. But
He
I'm
would. Oh,
sure
no, I
in
know.
the back room, him and his wife would be there, and he'd be like, "I don't know who
No,
these
his
guys
wife
are."
would be like, "Who the are these guys, Ron? What are you doing?" He's like, "No, they're from Edmonton Sports Talk. I may have said something at the Hockey Helps the Homeless."
And then what happens is next year when we try to enter here, there's security. They don't let the two of us in because they brought these pictures.
Everybody but EST is allowed to
Oh, no, all of
come.
EST, just not you and I. Just the two of us. Gager would still be allowed because he's Gager.
Well, he's Gager.
Well, that's maybe we have to bring Gager as the full welcome
I think what we do is this.
because he's definitely not going to say
We
no
take
to
the
Gager.
hangout on the road, like we said.
The Dauphin Country Fest.
Get the
I'm not a
the
big
motor
country
home.
fan, but I'll go there.
Get the motor home. We could live there, and if Ron,
well-
if Ron doesn't want us necessarily staying in his guest room,
We can go
have
there.
the home room as
Well,
the
we want to do the EST around
Yeah.
Hen Day.
Why
take
don't we
that
just
same
keep
thing,
going east?
And we just do our shows as we head out to Dauphin the entire time, and then we do it from out there. But great time here at the Terwillegar Rec Center. Come on down. for Hockey Helps the Homeless, as we've said, till 5:30 today. Silent auctions, a lot of great items, as well as games going on. Coming up next here on Edmonton Sports Talk, we do got the lock shop. Huss and Jake from Coolbet, they will start the lock shop. Dusty will be by. He's on the ice for another few more minutes in his game.
I should hop on with them and share my, my derby picks.
I'm sure they're listening. But Dusty will be on with the lock shop. Then at noon, we got the oil stream with Tommy and Dusty. Reminder, tomorrow, 10 o'clock, right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, we got Hello Hockey with Tommy and Sean Bell. And then Sunday morning, 8 o'clock, it's the second episode of the season, the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roofing System with Murray McCourt, Curtis Stock. Murray's sent the guest list in now.
Danny Saul is a local caddy.
He's the caddy of Corey Connors.
Corey Connors.
Going to be on the show. There's going to be a lot of great stuff happening on the VIP Golf Shows. That's all coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk today and through the next few days. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots Hard Ice Tea. On behalf of all of our guests today, Steve MacIntyre, Ron Lowe, Charlie Huddy, Joaquin Gage, Tom Gazzola, Jay Mill, Matt Iwanek with you here. Thanks for tuning in. Lock Shop coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk in just a few minutes.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanek, Tom Zola with you here. Joining us today